Okay, so now we've got the audio going through the cutter head, actually listening to it off of the feedback coils of the cutter head. So when we're monitoring during the cut, we're listening all through all that electronics.
Oh, okay.
I've got this meter. This is a volume meter that is kind of showing me where the volume of the LP is sitting compared to other stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I have this purple range is acceptable.
Got it.
Yeah. So you're with a 22-minute side length, you're a little below like where I'd really like to be, but you're still well above too quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Let's see, other meter. So I'll get the time code out. This will tell me I can watch that for when I have to do the spirals in between songs. Now, the other thing is high frequency limiting. As you probably know, like cymbals and vocal sibilances tend to distort,
right,
especially towards the inner. So we use high frequency limiting if we need to.
Okay.
But, so I'll figure out where I'm going to set that. That's one of the things that I sort of already took care of when I was mastering it.
Oh, right.
That's part of why I chose to knock some of the treble down across the board. I just knew it was a little much for vinyl.
Cool.
Okay, so that's set to use almost zero high frequency limiting, which is good. HP, a high pass, that's the elliptical EQ on the side channel.
Okay.
And that is, and this is why people say mono the bass on all your vinyl ready masters and stuff. Like, I don't know, have you heard that or read that?
I haven't heard it, but
yeah. And part of that, a lot of times, like, well, on the Neumann cutting amps, there's a 300 hertz elliptical EQ built into it that essentially, and I think the Ortophone has a 500 hertz. I don't have any on my really simple one that I built, so I use the separate thing and I can adjust it per album, which is I feel like is another benefit of going to something custom. Sucks the disc down to the platter so it doesn't skid while you're cutting.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay, so first thing I do is I need to get the depth of cut. So what I like to do is go way up to like 380 lines an inch, start cutting, look in the microscope, adjust the width of the cut until there's almost nothing in between those grooves, and then when I'm spreading it out to 220 for the cut, it'll be about right. So. Get in here to about 12 and a half. Last thing I cut was a super loud 7-inch, so my groove's a little bit fat right now.
Oh, right.
So getting it more to LP territory. This is the stylus pressure, which you want basically heavy enough to where the groove depth doesn't vary, but light enough to where the advance ball doesn't leave a mark. Advance ball is like just a tiny little jewel essentially that skates along the disc, and that sets how deep the cutter cuts.
Oh, okay.
I'll go about to 220. Take a look at that. Should look pretty good. And maybe I'll go a little thicker. 220. Okay, that looks good. So now, a little bit of audio testing. Set that for 220. I'm going to just cut little sections of several songs, all of them where they're here around this 220 line, so that, and then we can listen to those test cuts, and I can look in the microscope and see
Okay.
that the grooves are looking right.
Okay.